Chef Jay, what do you got going on today?
I'm about to cook off some great whole grains and do some awesome recipes with it today.
Well, let's go through some tips and tricks. I see you got everything from quinoa that cooks in 12 minutes on the stovetop to black barley that cooks in 45 minutes.
Yes.
Of course, we're not using stovetop a lot these days in the kitchen for cooking rice because it's a premium space, so we go to the oven. But you know, on the back of each of our packages, we have stovetop, we have convection, we have steamer, we have combi. So today, we're gonna start with that little easy tear notch that we have on each package. And we're gonna pour that 2-pound sleeve into a full hotel pan.
Do you use any liquid for these grains?
Yeah, you know, I always cook with stock, so I'm gonna use, I have some pre-measured chicken stock today. We're gonna go ahead and add that.
So always measure.
Yeah, you know, every rice and grain is different, so it's not the standard 2-to-1 that we knew for cooking just white rice or brown rice in the kitchen. Every package has different liquid amounts, and each of the cooking methods have different cooking amounts. So we're gonna take the hot stock, we're adding our parchment in. And I use parchment, it helps keep the rice a little more moist, and if you were to be cooking with any kind of an acid, maybe you had tomatoes in there, of course that's going to eat away at the foil as it cooks, so we want to make sure we have some parchment in there to prevent that. So we have, the kamut blend is going to take about 50 minutes in the oven.
You have one in there, right?
Yeah, well, we have a multigrain blend, so our Cabernet medley. And that's actually been in there for just 35 minutes. So big difference between whole grains and multigrain blends. We have the cook time obviously increases with the whole grains. We have the bran layer that needs to bloom. And so we have Cabernet and...
Would you use this?
No, absolutely not. I definitely would recommend the rubber spatula. A metal spoon, that damages the grains. So as you're stirring it, it's actually making the starch release a little higher in the pan, and we don't want that because then the rice is going to be more sticky.
So I cooked all this off, and say I have 200 covers tonight, but only 50 show up. What is your suggestion with that?
Yeah, we don't want to put everything out, so maybe we're going to chill half of this right away. So
okay.
We can take half the rice, get it chilling properly, do a thin layer.
On the sheet tray, thin layer, and then pop it in the fridge?
Absolutely, and the rest of this goes back on the line. And, maybe service is a little slower than we expected, and we're holding the rice a little longer than we wanted to. So I recommend to keep the rice fresh, about every 30 to 40 minutes if you're holding it on line, you're gonna wanna add just a little bit of stock to it, maybe a half a cup. Give it a stir, kind of freshen it up a little bit.
And if I chill this properly, what else can I do with it?
Tomorrow we could put that in the soup du jour, or maybe we're gonna make some great salads and put them out on the buffet.
So when doing a salad though, just use it as is? Do I do anything different?
Well, I always recommend when you're cooking grains for salads, it's really important that that bran layer bursts on there, especially with the whole grains. So I will hold it an extra 5 to 10 minutes covered after it comes off the stove, or maybe add a little bit more liquid and cook it an extra 5 minutes. And so you have that rice that blooms, and that's really important because anytime we're gonna add any kind of dressing to this, any kind of a acid or sugar to it, that's gonna react with the bran layer. So the bran layer's bloomed, tomorrow, gonna be great textured salads. If you haven't cooked it long enough, that bran layer is actually going to harden overnight, and it's going to seem like you didn't even cook it long enough.
Well, Chef, thank you very much. I learned a ton today with your tips and tricks.
Yeah, this has been great. For more information and more tips and tricks, please visit us online. Thank you.